For the third part, it's device diagnose tools and the background command line. So just now, I said that we can use. Just now, there is one method to discover the switch. It's we use the device diagnostics tools to manually configure the controller IP address, right? So how to download the device diagnostics tools? Just here, there is a screenshot from the WLAN controller, the maintenance, the remote debugging, device diagnostics, and download the device diagnostics tools. And with these tools, if you connect the switch in the layer 2 environment, all the switch will be listed here. And you download it in the here. There is a note. The device diagnostics tools need the WinPAP to support. So before you use these tools, you need to make sure that the WinPAP, this software will already be installed in the computer. How to use this tool? Connect the switch weld adapter to the Sundray devices and scan. After you scan, all these devices will be shown here, and then you can manage the devices. For the device diagnostics tools, starting from this version, the diagnostics tools retains the original function and adds the following function. First, it's a support to modify switch management VLAN. And the second is to support modify the configuration of switch network ports status, the rate, and the interface type, the VLAN attributes, etc. And also here is the notes. Only supports modification of 3.803 and above, and the switch and the switch version is 2.6. Because these tools we have already upgraded, so need to make sure the controller software version and the switch software version is the latest version. This is the latest version device diagnostics tools, already integrated the latest function to configure the VLAN. The next is about the device diagnostics tools. The user under the normal circumstance, the switch can only be configured through the page. The command line only provides a mean of initial configuration when the device is offline. So with this version, when you can connect to the command line to config. It can be configured by the console ports of the switch through the console cable, and the baud rate is this one 115200. So when you connect it, you can log into the switch through the SSH or the telnet. Let's see what's the command we can use for the command line. For the view mode, the config terminal to enter the config mode, and the list command. Actually, if you okay. Actually, for the command line, we have the different view modes. For the view mode, you can list some information. And then if you want to configure, you need to go to the config mode, config terminal mode to config. And in the config terminal mode, we can configure the interface, configure the VLAN to change the port to layer 2 or layer 3 ports, or some other. It just if you already familiar with Cisco or with other brands for the command line, the concept is almost the same. For example, in the in the Cisco, it usually use the show to show the settings. Here we use the list, and usually in the command line they use the save to save the settings, and we use the write. It's the same meaning. But for the command line configuration, there is also some notes for you. After the switch, it's after using the command line to config, the configuration will be overwritten by the configuration from the controller. It means that if you use the command line first and then you connect to the controller, the configuration from the controller will be distributed to the switch, and the configuration you configured by the command line before will be overwritten. The fight mode switch configuration by the background. The fight mode switch configured by the background command line will synchronize the list to the web interface. For the switch, it means for the switch in the fight mode, to list the web interface. If you configure by the command line, and all the settings, all the config will be shown in the web interface. But all the settings need to come into effect after you restart the device. The new version of the diagnostics tools modifies the switch port and only supports the modification of yeah, I already said it. Only supports the 3.8.0.3 and above, and the switch version is 2.6 and above. The modified configuration takes effect temporarily. Restarting the device will restore the configuration before modification. So you need to log in to the device to restart the configuration before it will not be lost. So this part is for the device diagnose tools and the background command line. So with the diagnose tools, you can discover the Fate AP and configure it. And for the Fate AP, you can configure it by the web interface and or by the background command line. And for the command line, I already put it. I already put the command line here for you. So if you want to try the command line, you can configure it by this command. But make sure you already upgrade your controller and you already upgrade the switch to the latest version. The latest version for the switch is 2.6. Yes.